2021. Has been a exciting January, I guess. So for those who is in Perth, hope everyone has survived the lockdown in the last 5 days, and well done, we did well. So hopefully things will continue to go good, and then we will back to our normal life in no time. Okay, if you haven't crossed paths with IQI before, I just want to do a quick introduction. So IQI is a Perth-based sales and marketing real estate agency. So we specialize in off-the-plan project as well as house and land packages. So we work alongside a lot of very reputable developer as well as builder in the market. And if you would like to find out what sort of project we have in hand, please have a look at our website or have a chat with the agent who introduced or bring you here this evening. So we will try to keep the session short and sweet for this evening. So if you have any question, please feel free to put it in the chat room at the corner there, or at the end of the presentation, we will have a short Q&A session. So feel free to use this opportunity to ask any question that you like, not only about the project that you're looking at today, or just basically any question about investment in general. If you do have, you're very welcome to drop us any question. Okay, so this evening we are very privileged to have our IQI director Lily here with us to share quickly on the market update. I'm sure lots of you have recently heard a lot of good news about the Perth property market. So finally, again, light at the end of the tunnel, we have some great news coming through. Almost every week, every month, we hear some good news about Perth market. So Lily will give us a quick feedback about that. And also this evening, everyone is here for this particular project, Element Apartment in Carousel. So Lily's going to have a quick talk about the project and what is happening around the area as well. So without any further delay, I will pass the time to Lily. Off you go, Lily.
I forgot to unmute myself. Thank you, Leanne. Let me put up the screen, the share screen first. Yeah. Is that everyone can see the screen, or yeah? Oh, good. Leanne, can
yes, all good. We can see the screen.
Can see my screen. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Leanne, and thank you so much for all the participants. And thanks for tuning in. Good evening to everyone. I'm just looking at all the participants. I think seems like most of us is from WA. That's good. So that I don't need to go into too much of details with some of the figures or introductions with the locations. Okay, let's start. As Leanne introduced, my name is Lily. So it's my great honor to share with you this evening for fantastic projects in Carousel or in Cannington. Okay. So as usual, that is a quick disclaimer before we start. So this event, right, is intended to have a general information sharing and for reference. And because everyone's situation is different and your financial objectives also different. Therefore, before you make any investment decisions, right, would be good, or it would be wisely that you get some professional advice. Okay. Well, let's start this evening with some of the markets update. As everyone knows, Perth property market has dropped for the last 5 years. Actually, it's quite close, more than 5 years. Unfortunately, the start of the Perth property markets, right, recoveries, right, doesn't come in a very fortunate time. We're quite unfortunate because as you can see from the slide, okay, we actually start to have the growth since November last year. And actually, this is the 6 consecutive months here, where this is the longest ever stretch that we have since 2014. But instead of the momentums continue, COVID-19 hits around March of this last year, and Perth property markets, right, start to fall again in May. Okay, as you can see the red color. I remember at that time a lot of so-called experts say our market is going to crash. Luckily, it was not happened. Okay, the fall was actually stopped in August. And we are fortunate to see the upswings again since September of last year. Of course, all the experts now change their comments or change their advice and all say the property market is going to boom, the growth is going to be more than 10 or 20% in the next 2 years. So the Reserve Banks of Australia has just announced, right, they're going to leave the cash rate on hold, okay, during their meetings on Tuesday that just passed. Last year, in response to the COVID-19 crisis, right, the RBA actually made 3 rate cuts. I'm not quite sure if you pay attention on that. The cash rate actually reduced from 0.75% to the record low of 0.1% now. According to the minutes, right, the rates will remain at 0.1% until we hit the inflations around 2 to 3%. We are actually in the inflation rate around 0.75% last year. So what means the low interest rate? Which means that the low interest rates, right, may sustain until 2024, as you can see the article they released 2 days ago. So what this means to you? I mean, if you are a borrower, okay, and you are in the variable rate, which means that your rate will remain, okay, or there is a chances, right, the banks will further reduce your interest rate. And if you are, of course, this refer to those borrower with a variable rates. And if you are at the fixed interest rates, so which means that you need to wait until your fixed term ends, and then before you can take the advantage of the low interest rates, okay? So, but what if you are the people with the savings accounts? Which means that the money you put in the banks, right, your interest will be slightly, no, actually will be significantly low. So for example, the fixed interest rate with Westpac currently is around 0.25% per annum. If you have 10,000 that you put in the bank, so what is your interest? What is your annual interest? That will be $25. Okay, and you have to bear in mind, $25, you still need to pay tax because that is an income. And you have to remember as well, the inflation is 0.75% last year. Okay, so your interest rate is lower than the inflation. Okay, this is something that you have to bear in mind. Okay, just for reference, this is the interest rate that is available for the owner-occupied clients. As you can see, right, this is not common, yeah. The fixed rate actually is lower than the variable rates, okay? Because in previous, right, variable rate is always like lower than the fixed rate. And this is the second one is the investment loan. So even though it is slightly higher than the owner-occupied loan that we just saw just now, this one is for owner-occupied. And this one is for investment, slightly higher. But if you are getting 4 to 5% as the rental yield, and you are paying only like 2 to 3% as your mortgage interest, I would think that there shouldn't be too much to complain. Okay. So with these low rates and also the reasons government's grants, as you guys know, right, there is a state grant, there is a federal grant last year, and we only have the federal grants for these for the first 3 months of this year. So there's no surprise the total value of the new loans commitments for owner-occupied, right, hit the record high, across the states and territories, as you can see from here. Okay, every state, dominantly New South Wales, Victoria, Queensland, and WA, have highest increase in the ends of like last year. And according to the ABS lending indications, right, the total value of these loan commitments, right, rose around 26 billion only in December, which is 39% increase, right, for owner occupied and 11% increase for the investor as compared to the year before. Okay, with all the articles, reports, and figures we have so far, right, WA confirmed to be one of the fastest growing majors market in Australia. Everyone knows that because I think you read all these articles every day. Okay, basically I just make 2 key points. So our property is selling faster in the markets. Okay, because the medium days to sales, right, reduced from 43 days to 21 days. And the medium housing price is finally crashed through the 500,000 mark. because I think the last time we see 500,000 was 2018. So that is a good sign. And also for the rental markets, okay? January is the 5th consecutive month where we have less than 3,000 property in the market. And also REWA data also shows, right, Perth medium rent has been increased around $5 to $400 per week in January. When I saw the 400, so I was wondering, is that REWA make a mistake on that? Because 400 is quite a significant increase, okay? So now, with these markets updates, right, what it means to you again, okay? I hope after tonight events, right, if there is only one thing you can bring out from this room or from this, you know, from these events, I hope you reconsider your decisions if you're still putting cash in your bank account. And if, of course, if you rent things, right, if you are doing renting, there's no harm, but you have to do something with your cash, okay? So with the low current rate and high vacancies and also the potential increase with the rentals, right, I would like to share with you the difference, right, between own and rent, okay? And also maybe you can get some ideas, right, why so many people run into the markets right now. So I have picked examples from the projects that I'm going to introduce later, that is Unit 202 in Elements. Okay, this is a 1 bed, 1 bath, and 1 car park units. Okay, the price is around 303,000, and yeah, and then the deposit that you require, okay, for, you know, because this is off the plan, you need 10%, so it's 30,300, and with the deposit for the settlements fee, right, 1,000. So when you buy a property like this, you need a 31,000 as a deposit to start with. So for some people, right, you may think this is a huge number. Let's say if I will offer you today, since you are here, we have how many of us in this chat room? Sorry, I can't see. So let's say if I make you an offer, 27 of us in this room. So I'll make you an offer. If you have only 5,000, so you put the 5,000 as your deposit and make the installments for the remaining deposit. Let's say this is 30,000. So pay, after you pay the 5,000, you need another 25,000. Then I allow you to pay by 10 installments. Will you consider? Okay, so you will be surprised, right? Not so many people good in savings, but a lot of people good in paying bill. I don't know if you realize that. Okay, well, since this project is still like 18 months away, so you are not only pay down, you can pay down your 10% deposit. You also have few months before the settlement to save up some money or more money. Let's say if you keep the habit of $2,500, right, per month, right, then there is another 8 months, let's say, until the site complete. So 2,500 times 8 months, so you may manage to save another 20,000 by the times, you know, when the settlements come. So at settlements, as you can see, this is the money that you need. Okay, so the balance required is 272,000 minus the incentive, which I think some of you may join the seminar because you know that it's the first incentive rebate at settlements. So minus that 8,000 and minus the first home grant if you are still in first home grant, plus the remaining of the settlement fee, $500, because we are doing some promotion that as well, which I will go through at the end of the event. So I hope you will stay with us until the end. And then with all these, you know, this is just a budget, okay? Because this is part of the yearly council fee, water rate, strata fee, which you need to pay as the owner. So with all the fee that you need for settlement, 256,000, you go for an 85% loan. And then, of course, with that loan, you need to, because it's triggered the loan mortgage insurance, the LMI. Let's say we just use conservatively 2%. So 257 is the loan, the amounts that the bank willing to lend it to you, minus the 5,000, and then minus the money you need for the settlements. You need to top up $3,673. So at least you own your own house. So then, what do you think with this deal? Okay, talk to our strategy. So maybe you will ask me, oh, Lily, sounds easy. So what happened with the money repayments? Let's look at the next slide. Okay, now as an owner, this is all the outgoings or expenses that you need to bear. Okay, it doesn't cover the content insurance, and it doesn't cover the utilities or grocery, your Wi-Fi fee or your gym cost, because this is the expenses you need to bear regardless you are an owner or you are a tenant. So I didn't bring this into account. So purely looking at this, so by using the CBA calculators, okay, I fixed the loan for 4 years. So they offer me 1.99 as interest. So the monthly, the weekly repayment is around $220. I mean, 220 per week. And per year is around 11,000. Okay. Now, council rate, water rate, strata, because this is your own property, you have to bear that cost. So make the total of close to 15,000 per year. Divide by 52 weeks. So you're going to pay $288 per week for this property. Okay. So as you know, Kennington is a very high demand, high rental demand suburbs. Okay. So the vacancy rate in December was 0.8%. When I was preparing this PowerPoint on Tuesday, I tried to go to realestate.com, and I found, right, there are only 2 one-bedroom unit available in the market. Okay, one is a villa, okay, but they are not renting out the whole villa, they're renting out only 1 bedroom. So they're going to charge $140 on that. And then there is another available on the market for this 1 bedroom unit, is this one in Caesar Avenue, and the rental is $350 per week. So as you compare, okay, by the way, when I double checked again this mornings, right, this unit already gone. So Tuesday, today is Friday, so this unit already gone. Okay, so what do you think when you are comparing these two figures? One, you are owning your own property, you paying, also you're still making the weekly repayments, but you know, you would treat bank as your landlord, okay, because you're paying to the bank $288, but eventually you own that house. Okay, this you are paying for this owner, maybe this Mr. Maustachi, okay, $350 per week. This Mr. X also maybe pay the money to the bank. Okay, the owner, the real owner behind is still the bank, but through this Mr. X. Okay, so what do you think? Okay, when you compare to these two figures, and you have to bear in mind as well, currently we are still under COVID-19 emergency periods. Okay, most of the renters, right, we still remain, or we can't even review or increase until the 29th of March. Okay, just imagine if you are the owner of these buildings, okay, one of the apartments, and you know, right, the whole market only one supply. What are you going to do with your rental? Are you still happy to rent $350 per week, or you will jack up slightly higher? Okay, this is the questions up. I left it to you. Okay, Kennington. Okay, as I see, right, most of us is from WA, so I tried to say some things that we may not aware of. Okay, so how many of you actually know in 1983? Okay, actually, how many of you already born? Okay, I definitely born. Okay, 1983, right? Perth was actually smaller than Adelaide. Okay, Adelaide. Okay. And then at that time, Perth have the populations of with 1.65 million of populations. Okay, but at that time there is already a projections that's right. Our populations will go up to 2.2 million by 2031, which means that more than 500,000 of the new residents will move to Perth. And how many of you actually know Perth population has actually hit 2 million in 2015, okay, which is 16 years ahead, okay, or earlier than the government plan. Okay, because of that, the government has actually set up a number of strategy planning to cope with this population's growth, which we call the directions of 2031 and beyond. Under these plannings, right, Kennington is actually well set to be one of the strategy metropolitan center that provide a mixture of retail, office, community, entertainment, residential, and employment opportunity. So the city of Canning, because you know, Kennington is a part of one of the suburb under the city of Canning. So the city of Canning has committed to create this vibrant the vibrant city center, and make Kennington to be the Perth Southern CBD within these 10 years. Okay, so they call these 10 years visions and beyond. And as you can see from the pictures, right, this is how Kennington is going to be looked like. And we are not going into the details how they're going to develop. If you need more information, right, please feel free to leave us your contacts or talk to any of the strategists who invite you for tonight's event. And because we have actually quite a number of, you know, like information video that we are more than happy to share with you. The main reason for me to show this page is purely because I want to show you the population's growth, as you can see from here. Okay, currently, right, I mean, the recent statistic has shows, right, Kennington have the populations of 5,000, and in 2016, right, they climb up another 12%, reach close to 6,000. Maybe in now it's 2021. I think we should be more than 6 or 7,000. But the thing is, as you can see, in 10 years' times, right, the city of the city of Canning is actually expecting 25,000. Okay, that is huge amount. Okay, if today I'm talking to overseas investor like weeks before, so I talked to Jakarta, right, I don't even dare to tell people 25,000 is a lot, because people may tell me, hey, come on, in my kampong, the whole kampong already more than that. Okay, but in Perth, this 25,000 is still considered as is still considered a lot. And also, that is another point that you see here, the 10,000 dwellings. Okay, this is something that you have to pay attention as well, because then you will start to understand why in the area close to Carousel shopping centers, right, you hardly see houses. Okay, you will see getting more and more apartment to be built, because to accommodate these 25,000 of new residents, right, there's no ways, right, we can fulfill that by doing only the normal 3x2 villa. Okay, now according to RIWA, 53%, this one I will go slightly faster because today's, right, in the that is also wise, right? The vacancy is that low. So you may think, oh, what if, you know, they're all buying houses? I will see in different way, you know, because if they are all renting, right, which means that then next time they may become an owner occupied. So the chances for you to sell them also very high. Okay, so when you see the things, right, you have to see both sides. Okay, and as you can see also is a very young group of populations here. The age is between 19 to 34. Usually young people, I don't know what is their preference. My times when I was 19, I'm definitely not a friends to do gardening maintenance. I'm not the friends to, like, you know, to pay high mortgage. So I'm more the friends, right, I want to live in life. Okay, and also in this area, right, as you can see, right, a lot of them, right, is the couples without children, and also single parents, and also lone person. That is around 60% of them. And flat units or apartment supply is still very, very low. It's around 8%. By knowing that the demographic in these areas, right, is like thanks to the apartment, but the supply for this sort of, I mean, this sort of supply is still not enough. And also, that is very interesting to see, 70% of them is born in overseas. So it's a very multinational or diverse population in. Okay, as I mentioned, so I think most of us know where is Kennington, where is Carousel. Okay, our project is here. It's just like 2-3 minutes away from the Carousel shopping center. And as everyone knows, Carousel shopping center is one of the largest shopping center, okay, in WA for now. Okay, Elements. So Elements is located in 14 Lela Street, Kennington, with 9 level high, and we've come with a rooftop garden as well. Altogether 114 units with 3 commercial. Sometimes I would say 4 commercial because there is 1 commercial is going to be built, you know, after the whole building completes. Okay, so all apartments come with 1 storeroom and also 1 car park. Some of the 3-bedroom units, actually most of the 3-bedroom units, right, come with 2 car parks. Dominantly, we have most of the stock we have is 2x2. Okay, and this project is approved with short stay, around 80 units Airbnb. In case you are looking for cash flow, so this is maybe something that you can consider. Okay, the stock level. Since we first introduced the projects, right, for this project to the market in September, right, we have sold out around 54%. And 16 of them, that's around 14%, is under reservations right now. Actually, we just reserved another unit, so that should be 17 under reservations. So only 35 units to go. Okay, so we would say it's around 30% that is available right now. So we still have 9 of them is 1x1, and the price from 298,000, around 5,900 per square meter, which is one of the cheapest in terms of the square meter around this area. Okay, we still have 2 for 2x1, and then the price is from 369,000. As again, this is one of the good options. That's why they sell quite fast as well. Okay, and 2x2, we still have 23 of them. The price is from 420. And for 3x2, we have 2 of them, and the price is 517,000. Okay. Now, with the amenities that I'm going to show you that the developer is putting into these projects, right, I would say, right, the strata fee is still considered relatively low. As you can see, right, for 1 bedrooms, right, is from 264, which means that your strata fee is around 1,000 per year. Okay, but I know a lot of people don't like apartment for the reason because of the strata fee. Let me do a bit of verifications for the strata fee tonight. Okay, so the second things I hope you can take out from these evenings. Okay, the first one, don't put your cash in the bank because you're going to earn only $25 per year for 10,000. If you have 100,000, you earn only $250. $250, you can't even go to Hong Kong barbecue. Okay, you will pay more than $250 per dinner. Okay, so that is some things that you need to bear in mind. And the second things tonight, I hope you start to understand. We have been misunderstood strata fee for too long. Okay, I hope I can take this opportunity just to give them explanations. Okay, so strata fee for an apartment has covered first the insurance, second the cleaning, and then the maintenance. Okay, which means that the common area you don't need to worry. Your rubbish bin somebody will clean. Okay, and the plant they will buy, they will watering it. And then the third one is the reserve fund. Okay, especially now under the new strata laws, right, there is a 10 years maintenance plans in place. Okay, that is some things that you have to bear in mind. Your strata fee is not because there is a group of greedy people try to cheat you with the money and they keep that as their, or developer keep that money for their own pocket. That is not the case. Okay, so let's say if you own a house, okay, you don't have the strata fee, but you still have a similar cost. For example, okay, so I take the example, apartment 3x2, house 3x2. So if you are owning a apartment 3x2, you are paying around $1,600 per year. Breakdowns, and you break the payments into 4, so you're paying $400 per quarter. Okay, and then if you own a house, yes, you don't have the strata fee. Okay, you have a building insurance around 650 up to 900. Okay, like my house is 1,000. So let's say I take the medium figure, 750. And lawn moving is around $25 up to $65 per hour. Depends how big the lawn you have. Okay, so because I'm asking around, right, and Lina actually told me it's around $130 fortnight. No, for every 2 months. So let's say, right, I put $65 per month times 12, you get $780 per year. Okay, of course you can choose not to do anything. Okay, and for gym, in my calculation I didn't bring gym into account. Yeah, but you know, if in case you don't love to do lawn moving, okay, you do gym $10 per week, let's say the cheap one. So it will still cost you around $500 per year. Okay. As for the maintenance, okay, having a house doesn't mean you don't have maintenance. Yeah, you still have plant, you still have cleaning. You may still recruit somebody to do the window cleaning, and also maybe you have a small maintenance. Just put a $50 aside, just in case, you know, something break down, your garage door got problem. Okay, you put $50 aside for that maintenance. That costs you $600 per year. Okay, you responsible that cost yourself. Okay, and also since the strata cover the reserve fund, you also reserve, you have a separate reserve fund. When the things happens, right, you at least you have this so-called contingency cash. Okay, for instance, your garage door broken down, you need a plumber to service. Okay, that is a cost. It may not happen every year or every day or every month, but somehow in within the 10 years it may happen. Don't tell me there is no service for 10 years for garage door. Impossible. Okay, let's say, right, the call-out fee for garage door already $180. Okay, so let's say you reserve $100 very conservatively aside, just in case, you know, in 5 years time your garage door broken down or need service, you at least you have $5 because you save every year $100. So let's say you save $100 per year, so that is the cost you need to stand by per year. You didn't spend this money, it doesn't mean it not happen. Once it happened, you need to come up the cash immediately. Okay, so when you look at these two figures, right, there's not too big difference whether you own a strata or you own a house. Okay, I hope I give a fair explanations to strata. Okay, now the 4 flats. So ground floor, we have the lobby, 4 commercial or 3 commercials. 3 commercial for now and 4 commercial in the future, and you have the parking and vehicle access. Okay, storeroom, and level 1, 7 apartment per level, and parking and storeroom at the back. And third level is the ones that you have gym, yoga deck, residential lounge. Actually, it's not too bad for level 3. When we start to sell these projects, right, developer actually like very hesitant to sell this level. They actually want to keep this level themselves, but just because the sales demand is that high, right, they release this level 3. Okay, they have 15 apartments in level 3. So from level 4 up to 8, right, there are 17 apartments per level. So level 9 is the rooftop gardens and also barbecue area, private dining, and reading area. So level 1s, right, basically we have only 1 unit still. We have only 3 available, and for the rest, right, is all allocated from 4 to 6. 7 and 8, right, currently is reserved by another real estate agents from overseas. So they are holding the 2 level. So for us, it's considered sold. Okay. As you can see, also most of the 2-bedroom units right here is facing to the CBD and the Lera Street. Actually, it's a quite good options. Okay. Now here is the amenity. So you will see gym room, vertical gardens. This is actually looks like the Singapore airport, and rooftop gardens with barbecues, all this. Okay. Even the strata fee, as I mentioned, is quite low, but the developer is managed to build such a luxury feel with the amenities. Okay. So to be honest, right, not so many apartments in this area come with this sort of amenities. I'm actually quite surprised and pleased to see right, they actually invite TDL. For those who don't know who is TDL, they are Tim Davis Landscaping, who is a Perth Awards winning landscape architect. They actually make a lot of like iconic landscapings in Perth, included Channel 9, St. Mary Church, City Beach, Shore. Okay, and most important thing, they are the landscape maintenance for our Optus Stadium. Okay, they are going to in charge for the landscaping for Elements. Okay, now constructions for Elements will start in the mid of 2021 and complete by first quarter of 2023. A lot of people worry about the plans. Okay, a lot of people, you know, they're not willing to invest into the plans. Okay, but still a lot of people happy to invest into the plan, including myself. Okay, why? Very straightforward. The first point, big stamp duty savings, okay? 75% stamp duty rebates, right? That's offered by the state governments is well only up to the 23rd of October this year. Regardless, you are overseas, you are investor, you're owner occupied, you all can enjoy this 75% rebate, and this will be capped at 50,000. So, for example, a property price at 500,000 for a locus, right? Your stamp duty is around 17,000. With this 75% rebates, right? The buyer needs to pay only like 4,000. You save 13,000, which I think is a good money to spend for furniture instead of the governments. Okay. And if you are overseas investors, so 500, your stamp duty is around 55,000, which is again quite significant. So with the 75% rebate, you save like nearly 30 up to 40,000, which I think is a good deal. Okay, so very straightforward stamp duty savings. And the second is the developer incentive. Okay, the reason being, as you know, developers, right, need to make as many as possible for the sales in the early stage in order to make the pre-sale requirements from the bank so that they can get the construction loan. And also to attract, right, buyers, right, to purchase some things, right, they can't yet physically experience. Okay, they need more effort. So usually developer is willing to offer buyers, right, the advantage of early bird pricing. For this, for example, for elements, we're still doing like early bird pricing. And also with also of other incentive. For instance, today we offer $8,888 as a cash rebate at settlements. And also they will do rental guarantee, furniture package, and all sort of incentive just for the sets, right? So that more people buy, they can get the pre-sale. Okay. And once the construction started or they completes, right, the developer is usually adjust the pricing, okay, and reduce the incentive. Of course, you may say, Lily, that is not the case. Of course, because in the last few years, right, the market was quite terrible in Perth. That's what we see in White Wechat. So some people actually get a good incentive after the settlements, okay? But I won't see this will be anymore, because I start to see some of the project actually increase pricings, right? Not even before, not even they start the constructions, okay? So the third one, buy times for buyers. Okay, so no doubt, buying off the plan is one of the easier way to get into the property market, because you pay only 10% deposits and the balance or the loans, right, at settlements, and there is no progressive payments. Okay, since off the plan property usually takes 18, even up to 24 months to complete, so it offers, right, the buyer plenty of time to plan ahead. Okay, for instance, they need to sell their property. Okay, like me, I recently buy one because I need to sell my property, so I can't just just buy and move in and then left this empty. Okay, so also it allowed the buyer to save up more funds for the settlement, because when you have more fund, you reduce your loan. When you reduce your loan, of course it lower down your mortgage repayments. I mean your weekly or monthly repayments in the future. Also, with the extra cash, it will help for you to, because you have time to save up more cash, right? It help you for your removal, it help you to buy furniture. And for some people's, right, this is a good chance for them to pay down the bad debts. For instance, their credit card, the car loan, okay? And also they have the chance to restructure their loan in order to make better service capability before the settlements come. Because a lot of people, right, they can buy, but they may not be able to go for loan. Okay, so they have 1.5 year up to 2 years to properly plan for their finance. Okay, now potential capital gains. I know it's so hard to convince you on this point, okay, because you have to remember, buying off the plans allow you to buy to that price and lock in regardless what happens in the market. And if the price is going up, or if the price is as good as what ANZ and Westpac has predicted, the price is going up to 12 to 18%. So it means you are going to own a property that's worth more than you pay today. Okay, but I would say, right, treat this as a bonus. Don't buy because of this. Okay, don't try to speculate speculate the prices. It's so hard for me to, unless you have been invest in property market for more than 10 years, right? You will say, yeah, Lily, I saw that. Because me, myself, right, I experienced that because one of my properties, right, in one on Aberdeen's, right, when I bought it was 361,000. When the settlements comes, right, the property actually worth 420,000. I still remember at that time, so I go for 80% loan, set the LMI, and then I still don't come out with extra money because the bank will lend me the 80% based on the value of 420. Okay, that is CBA banks. Okay, now first pick and greater choice. Okay, the first people to buy in developments get their pick the first. Okay, so they can have the chances to pick the best view, the best direction, and the best layout. Okay, if you wait until the constructions has finished, right, when there is only the leftover arable, we know, right, in most cases these are those units that nobody wants or nobody picked. Okay, also, if you buy before the construction started, there is usually come with the options, you know, for the color scheme, whether you want to upgrade or not. Okay, and depending on which project you're working with or which developer you're working with, there may be a chances, right? You can ask for the floor plan changes. You can ask for more storage or wardrobe to be built. Okay, and then less competitions. Okay, so buying into like off the plans, right, is very different if you go for auctions. Okay, because auctions can be quite stressful, and because this is a bidding wars. Okay, so there is a little chance, right, to secure the property with the price that you are willing to pay for, because you know there will be always people willing to pay more than us. Okay, but to be honest, for off the plan you don't have such issue. And the last one is deposit options. Okay, I think it's in the norm in the markets, right? People think, right, 10% deposit is always with cash. That is not the case, because you can choose to use bank guarantee. Okay, let's say, right, if you're in the business, right, you don't want to touch your cash, you can use cash. You can use bank guarantee, or you can use deposit bond that issued by the insurance company as a deposit to secure the purchase. Okay, so not far to go. So today, why now? Okay, as you know, everyone's come here is because we have a big advertisement about the 8888 developer rebates. Okay, so as long as you have the contract signed before 26th of February, the developer is offered 8,888 incentive at settlements. Okay, as I explained just now, the 75% stamp duty rebates. Okay, regardless you are investor, you are owner occupied, you are local, or you are overseas buyer, you all can enjoy that. Okay, and also we are still using the early bird pricing, as I mentioned just now, because this will last until the construction started. Once the construction starts, right, the price will be increased. Okay, will be revised. And as I mentioned just now, if you need a bit of support with the deposit, please feel free to talk to my colleagues later on. Okay. And also for the lawyer fee, as you know, in Australia, right, there is a settlement scheme schedule or scheme or schedule that we follow. Like, let's say if you buy 300 up to 500,000, right, is a scale. It's a scale that you follow. So the fee is usually 1,400 up to 1,900. Okay. So if you buy again before 26th of February, regardless you are overseas, you are local, you owe with a flat rate of $780. Okay. And of course, there is still disbursement involved. Okay, this is purely for the settlement fee. Okay, and it comes with also the window treatment and also extra acorns. Okay, if you are the investor, okay, you say, you know, this is not attractive to me. Okay, I give you last one. Okay, and this is not in the market yet. There is an offer for 6.5% rental guarantee for 25 years. Okay, so if you think for 25 years 6.5% rental guarantee is something that you may consider, or you want to find out more, please make appointment with the strategy who invite you to the event, or talk to, if there is no one, leave your contact to us. We're more than happy to contact you and go through the details with you. Okay, I think Leon, I make it within 30 minutes. Lian gave me a very strict requirement. You have to finish within 30 minutes. Thank you very much, everyone. So let me know if you have any questions.
Yes, thank you, Lily. Yes, I did say we will keep this short and sweet. So I told her you can't talk too much because she can go on and tell you everything about investment because she's so passionate about that. And when she pop up that apartment, that is a Momentum apartment, actually right next to Element. I have one unit there. I was looking at that price. I was like, yes, I wish to increase my rent as well.
I almost want to tell everyone, right, there is 500 people is applying for your unit.
Yes, that is something that I'm going to share there because when you talked about the vacancy rate, I was like, I couldn't agree more. Because when my tenant moved out, my property manager emailed me and said, Ian, your tenant moving out, but I'm not going to advertise your unit because I have about 500 inquiry. My phone just keep ringing. I can't handle it. So I was like, okay. So within a week, just a quick transition, she found another new tenant move in very quickly. So yeah, it's never vacant since I own that property. So yes, I can say 100% vacancy is very low if you're an investor. So especially looking at that 6.5% for 25 years, that is really, really attractive. Yeah. Anyway, let's see if there are any questions that popping up in our chat here. Now, I haven't seen any questions. So yep, 6.5, unbelievable. Yes. If you would like to ask question directly, feel free to do so. Just unmute yourself. That's fine with us. I think probably everyone is a bit shy, but your strategist who invited you has lots of knowledge as well. So if you're interested to find out about the 6.5% investment option or opportunity, do talk to us and we can give you more detail. Let's see.
And there is a limit amount of that. I think we have only 10 quota. So first come, first serve. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Good to know. I don't even know there's such thing. I think you purposely do not disclose it because otherwise all the stuff is going to buy.
That's what I told the developer already.
Yep. Yeah, Ceiling Selena is going to buy 5. Yes. So she's the first one that said, wow, 6.5%. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're close to 9 o'clock. So what I'll do, we will wrap this up. And once again, thank you everyone for taking the time and joining us this evening. And I hope Lily has given you a good idea of the market, about the project, as well as, lots of great potential, especially for our foreign buyer. If you can save the 75% stamp duty now, seriously, an opportunity like this, it doesn't come very often. I hope, we don't get COVID, every 2-3 years because yeah, touch. So all these exciting stimulus and incentive is because of the pandemic. They're trying to stimulate our economy. And I must say, in the last 6 months, a lot of the smart investor and home buyers took up the opportunity and bought something. So yeah, we still have another few more months until the stamp duty end. Yes, we have suggested one of our dear investor to buy 10. I'm sure he will. Yeah, I will PM
I just
you
saw
now.
Pam is here. Thank you so much, Big Boss, for joining us today.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, thank you everyone. Have a great evening, and yeah, let's go out and party. No, just joking. Wear mask.
Yeah, thank you so much, team, for joining. Yeah, thanks, Dave. Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks everyone. Yeah.